something that can make him come out.
Though James is adamant that his mother fell in the living room, evidence discovered in the home may suggest that there's more to this story than James wants to admit.
If you look right across from you, there's blood up there.
Oh, okay.
And then there's blood on this wall, right here.
Yeah, okay.
Look at that for a minute. How long do you think? They told us a day and a half there. I don't know, but we've been on swing, so purple. Yeah, dude, that right there is crazy. Yeah, there's a bunch of blood, and it goes around this hallway, and I didn't go through here, but Doss said there's more blood back there as well. Like, everything's all packed up. It looks like he was getting ready to, like, jump ship.
There's blood here. Both there and there. And there. Like she's just trying to leave. Mm-hmm.
Look at her, like, tendons are showing, like, right here.
Mm-hmm.
So sorry what happened.
James's brother John and his wife Lisa also discussed the lacerations when speaking with the detective.
And then he decided to stab her and do the lacerations.
No, so I don't know if the coroner told you about that, the lacerations one that I was referring to on her shins.
No.
So that's what they told me, something called tissue bridging that comes from blunt force trauma.
Mm-hmm. No, you could see her tendons.
That too, they were not able to tell me exactly how that happened because some of the skin was very brittle because of the age and because she was there for a couple of days. Right.
Though James has provided some answers, a few questions remain, namely, if he would admit to any role in his mother's death.
How come it affected you so strong? And that's the main question you're asking, but I think you know the answer to it. They've been what's happening here. I'm not meaning anything at all, I'm just asking why. That's what I'm saying. Because of the writer being physical, correct. When she was saying for the weeks, you were upset. They pushed her out of the chair. No. Not no matter.
With this less than satisfactory answer, the detective leaves James alone. While he's been unwavering in his story that he didn't kill his mother, and she died as a result of falling, John and Lisa share an alternate version of events. According to them, Rhonda allegedly told them that James initially made a concerning statement.
He admitted it to her.
He admitted what to her?
That he killed his mom.
How did he admit it to her?
He said, I hurt my mom.
Okay, he said it to her.
He said it to her. And she said, I'm sorry, babe.
It's unclear whether or not this claim is true, but regardless, the detective returns to James's interrogation room in order to gather final evidence.
Morning. My name is Detective Walker. I'm in CSI. So what I'm going to do is take some photos of you and then pull out some evidence from you, okay? Okay. You want to stand at that wall for me? So. Alright. I've said I collect your clothing, so if you don't mind, just show me for me, okay? Everything except your underwear. And then I'll give you this. Okay? Bust enough for me? Palms together. So you are going to get arrested tonight, and we'll put a copy of your arrest warrant in the property so we can paperwork and everything.
John and Lisa had a final comment regarding Marion and James.
She was a sweet little lady. She didn't deserve this.
He's more of a
He can't walk on this.
Holy crap, he is.
He can't walk on this.
He's lying on a river.
James Colbert eventually pled no contest to murder in the second degree and failure to report a violent death. He was sentenced to 9 years in the New Mexico Department of Corrections. If you'd like to see select new videos early and help us keep uncovering case files that rarely come to light, you'll find extra footage and unseen details on our Patreon. Channel memberships here on YouTube also include early access to select new videos.
Did your teenager develop depression, anxiety,
Your
or
own
eating
damn
disorders
mama.
after becoming addicted to social
That's
media
crazy.
platforms? A global settlement.
She was already.
It's crazy as hell.
Street County Emergency 911.
Yes, my son is somewhere in Nevada. He's not really coherent.
I knew it was gonna happen sooner or later.
Story County 911.
My baby is not breathing. I just came home from work.
All right, how old is your baby?
Please, 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 my baby. Oh my God.
Why are you laying in the bed?
On January 29, 2018, police in Nevada, Iowa respond to a call from authorities at Union Pacific Railroad, reporting that a black male is standing on the slope of rocks beside the train tracks. Officers head out to the location to conduct a search. However, after finding no one there, they return to the station. Roughly 30 minutes after the first call, a Union Pacific employee calls the sheriff's office once more with startling news.
Hey, this is Travis at Union Pacific Railroad. I requested an ambulance. I've got a trespasser who was just struck by a train.
And so, did this just happen?
Yeah, moments ago, reported by a coal train.
Okay, all right, I'll go ahead and dispatch it on medical. This is 206.
Police officers arrive on scene shortly after the call, ready to administer medical aid if they find the victim before the paramedics.
We'll be on the south side of the tracks.
Oh, stop.
All right, start looking for body. Radio up?
Go ahead. No, we are locating him right now.
I mean, is he on the north side, maybe? I don't see him.
I've been looking, I don't see anything.
But a message soon comes over the radio to explain why they're not having much success.
Airport. So we need to be on that side of the tracks. Cross right now, we need to find him.
Despite the setback, first responders eventually find the victim beside the tracks. He's hurt, but alive and conscious. Soon, another 911 call comes in providing more details about the victim to the police.
Story County Emergency 911.
Yes, my son has been hit by a train somewhere in Nevada. He's calling me now on Facebook saying he's been hit by a train.
All right, unless there's a second person hit, he's already been located and has somebody with him. Do you have him on the line still?
I have him on the line, but I don't know if he has anybody with him. He's not really coherent. He's just saying he's been hit by a train.
Is he able to tell you exactly where he's at? They're out in the area and they've been looking for him.
Can y'all tell us where he's at? Where is he at?
It sounds like there is somebody with him.
Okay, so did you call an ambulance and everything already?
They're already out there with him.
Okay.
I can't tell you where.
Can you give me the location? I got 911 on the phone.
Tanya?
Here, don't worry about it.
Tanya?
Yes.
I know you're upset, but we have all the personnel out, and I believe the ambulance is... Tanya! The ambulance should already be out there with him.
I'm not here to talk to you.
Son, you're being mean. That's my son.
Tanya, talk to me.
My son, sir.
Tanya, talk to me.
Okay, this sir is being so mean. Talking about this is not...
Okay, just let they need to take care of your son right now, so relax. Just relax.
Oh yeah, I would have fired on all that. This is my goddamn kid. Trying to figure out what the fuck is wrong with my baby.
See?
Okay, so he said a paramedic is on site. Okay, thank you.
Yes. Okay, so there is an ambulance out with your son, and they'll be taking care of him.
As EMTs
Okay, so give me
attend to
some
the victim,
information on where
police
they at and where the
officers
hell
speak
you
to the
taking my
conductor.
kid.
The conductor shows officers the area where he located the man after he was struck by the train. Here they find some splashes of bright red on the tall grass. They also find a lighter and a tube from an ink pen filled with what appears to be a white substance. The incident is made only more tragic when the victim reveals to EMTs that he has two kids at home. Back with the victim as the EMTs load him into the ambulance, they ask him if he hurt his children. But to this simple, straightforward question, the victim provides no answer. Just as emergency responders are getting their heads around this shocking incident, another harrowing 911 call comes in to throw the day into more unimaginable chaos.
911?
I need an ambulance now.
What's going on there?
My baby is not breathing. I just came home from work.
All right. And how old is your baby?
It's my birthday party.
Okay, how long
baby's not been
shit, 2 months
breathing.
old.
Okay, all right. So is the baby in the crib? Okay, all right. Take a deep breath for me, okay? Take a deep breath. Okay. My partner's dispatching everybody. I will let you know when they're on their way, okay? They're in the area right now.
The dispatcher's assurance is not an exaggeration. Several of the paramedics who responded to the train accident are rerouted to the apartment, which is only a few streets away. While this incident seems completely unrelated, it won't be long before an incredibly suspicious connection comes to light.
Can you put the baby on a hard server so we can start CPR? Yes. Okay. Okay. Ma'am, I need you to listen to me so we can help your baby, okay? Lay the baby flat on the back, okay? Okay, is this a baby boy or baby girl? Okay. All right. Take a deep breath for me, okay? Okay, I'm going to help you out, okay? I want you to take your 2 of your fingers, your index finger and your middle finger, and put those on the middle of the chest, right between the nipples, okay? And you're going to push down about 1.5 inches. And you're going to do this. You're going to try to pump about 100 times, okay? Please, God. Okay, let me know when you started, okay? Let me know when CPR started. So let's count together, okay? Ready? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Keep going. She's turning blue. She's turning blue. Okay, keep pumping for me, okay?
The dispatcher guides the woman through mouth-to-mouth resuscitation as well as compressions, but the mother's heartbroken, terrified voice is enough to paint the picture of how those efforts are going.
Please, God, please, 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 God, please, 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 my baby, please, I need more, I can go, oh my God.
Paramedics arrive at the apartment during the call, and one of them would later describe the frantic scene she walked into.
So there was a adult female that met me at the apartment steps. She took me to the apartment, walked into the living room, and saw Mom doing CPR on the couch.
The medics performed 2 rounds of CPR and used more advanced equipment to try and revive the infant. Meanwhile, the 911 dispatcher attempts to calm the mother.
Hello, what is your first name? My name is Lisa. Lisa? Okay, and you got first responders there, right?
The paramedics are unable to revive the baby on scene, so they get the infant in the ambulance for transport to a local hospital. It's a chaotic afternoon for Story County responders, but they have yet to learn the chilling connection between their 2 victims.
Well, just visual observation, you could see that the baby was dusky, cyanotic, kind of blew around the mouth.
These heartbreaking details weigh on medical responders as efforts to save the baby progress. But police are about to find that these 2 victims, the unresponsive infant and the man hit by the train, are not unrelated after all. As investigators share notes on both cases in a horrifying turn of events, they realize that the train victim is Calvin Curtis White, and in an inconceivable link, he's actually the father of the dying baby. It was his wife, Melissa White, who made the 911 call. And as the ambulance rushes the baby to the hospital, police descend on the neighborhood to look for witnesses that might shed some light on these disturbing events.
Hi, how are you? Good. Hey, you been home most of the day, or no, or?
I've been working till 4:30, but my husband was home all day.
Okay. Did you or him see anybody suspicious in the area, or see anybody walking down the street by chance?
Did you see anybody else?
Did you see anybody walking down the street today at all? Pretty much in between the timeline, like maybe anytime later in the afternoon.
No.
Well, do you know many of the neighbors over there? I'm sure you see the normal ones that come and go all the time.
Okay.
Probably a black male, about 5'5", maybe. You see him come and go at all today?
No. Yeah.
Despite little help from the surrounding neighborhood, the police do get some information from 2 women, Sarah and Christy, who live in the same apartment building as Calvin White and his family. Sarah recalls hearing the baby crying all morning, with the cries growing weaker throughout the day until they finally stopped. Christie tells police that Calvin once told her that sometimes they simply let the baby cry it out until it stops crying. Suspecting the worst, police get a search warrant for the Whites' apartment.
The living room when you first come in. Around the corner to the south side, you've got the kitchen. Straight back, you've got the parents' bedroom. You got the kids' bedroom. This is where one of the baby cribs is.
This is now officially a full-scale criminal inquiry, and when Calvin and Melissa White's baby is pronounced dead in the hospital at 3:43 p.m. that afternoon, it becomes a death investigation. What began as two seemingly unrelated tragedies has converged into a single horrifying case. To get to the bottom of what happened this afternoon in Nevada, police go out to Iowa Methodist Hospital to have a chat with Calvin White.
So, why don't we kind of start with why are you laying in this bed? What happened?
Too long in that, the remember, too whole folks, yeah.
You don't remember?
Well, coffee was around.
You woke up in the grass? Calvin, do you remember why you were going, or where you were walking to? What's your last thing? Do you remember walking to the train? Kind of. You take your time, okay? Do you remember walking to the train though?
Calvin's injuries won't make it easy to get answers, but the detective pushes forward, knowing all too well the importance of getting his story as quickly as possible. Officers bring Calvin's wife Melissa for questioning as well. She says the day started like any other. She headed off to work at 5:30 a.m., at which time both her 18-month-old son and her 2-month-old daughter were fine. She texted Calvin at 2 o'clock that afternoon to see if he wanted her to get anything on the way home. Calvin texted back, asking that she stop and get supplies to bring home for dinner.
What did you ask her to pick you up from the store? You want chicken and beer today? Okay.
In her own interview with police, Melissa says that she texted Calvin to see what kind of beer he wanted, but he didn't text back. When she called him, he was short with her. She tells the detectives that she heard a crackle in his voice, but he said he was fine. At 2:30 that afternoon, she finally received one last message from Calvin apologizing for hanging up on her.
Where do you work, Calvin? Do you have a job? Do you stay home?
Yeah.
Do you stay home? Okay. Do you watch your kids? Are you home alone? What's that? For kids? How many kids do you have, Calvin? You have 2 kids?
After confirming with Calvin that he's the primary in-home caregiver, the detective emphasizes how much pressure this has to put on the 30-year-old father.
You guys gotta be tired. No sleep is with waking up in the middle of the night. She's gotten better. Who would normally get up with her? You get up with her? So she works quite a bit. So essentially you do of the parenting roles by yourself.
Yes.
After your wife leaves for work and you get up with the kids and do home all day with both kids under a year old. That's pretty impressive.
A lot.
It is a lot. It is a lot, yeah.
Calvin's workload as a parent has been under additional strain for the last month or two because both kids have been struggling with illnesses.
What were they doing? What did this sickness consist of? Were they vomiting, puking? What's that?
Cough.
Just a cough? Coughing and wheezing?
They hear this as well from Calvin's wife Melissa, who says that her daughter has been fighting a cold since the beginning of the month, right after her older son suffered from a nasty round of bronchitis. But if these sound like the typical struggles of a family raising 2 young babies, it won't be long before chilling information comes out that sheds new light on the reason behind these illnesses. The detective at the hospital soon discovers that there's another element at play in the White household: addiction.
Do you have any history of drug usage?
Electrified. Hung hook tire.
What you're about to see may be difficult to watch. It's a real accident, caught on tape. Fortunately, our client survived.
Shit!
She called 1-800-CALL-SAM.
Damn.
We helped her put her life back together. That
The car flew.
You do? What is your history? Meth? If I went to your house right now, would I find any meth at your house? When's the last time you've done meth? You did meth yesterday or today? And how do you normally do it? Oral? Oil?
Melissa confirms that this usage has been an ongoing source of strain in the marriage. She says that she confronted Calvin about his addiction more than a year ago, at which time he agreed to go into a treatment facility. In an exclusive interview with EWU, Calvin said this ultimatum came at a low point in their marriage.
It was a 9-month program that I was supposed to do, but the center that I went to, it turned out to not actually be like a rehab place. It was more like this military place that was for like people that they were waiting to go to trial, and as they completed this program that like they would get a lesser sentence. It wasn't for, it wasn't like no 12-step program or some type of stuff like that for rehab people. So I ended up like not wanting to stay there, and I left after a week.
Though Calvin didn't complete his rehab, he claims that he remained clean for a year. In her conversation with police, however, Melissa says that she'd already realized that afternoon that her husband must be off the wagon. The telltale sign was the tinfoil being out on the counter with a piece torn up and folded up, a sure indication that he'd been using that day. Calvin says that his illicit substance usage doesn't affect his household responsibilities, an answer that gets police no closer to understanding what led to Calvin's train incident, nor to the tragedy that ended his daughter's life.
Once you do a hit of meth, you do what? Clean the house and take care of the kids?
Back with Melissa, police ask if there's anyone Calvin may have been in contact with over the last 48 hours that might have supplied him with illegal substances. She readily gives them a list of names, the last of which is Calvin's ex-girlfriend, Melissa B. Melissa B's name also comes up in the interview with Calvin, who shares some disturbing facts about the events surrounding their breakup.
So what happened with your ex then?
She started pregnant. She called me, it was mine. I really want to put my. It was right.
So how did you handle that? How long ago was that?
That's all my mom. 700 days of training.
Like 7 years ago? How did you handle that situation?
Yeah.
What did you do?
Neighbor.
You what?
College.
You dropped out of college?
Probably 2 years on that.
In a shocking twist, police discover that a friend named Brett took Melissa B to Calvin's apartment the same day these tragedies occurred. Brett tells the police they first drove past the parking lot just to make sure that Calvin's wife Melissa's car wasn't there.
You're saying, to the best of your knowledge, Melissa didn't enter the apartment that day?
Not that they were still in the same spot.
Yeah. And you said you heard Joshi give his wife's work schedule.
Yeah.
Any other?
It was just common conversation. Obviously, she hadn't been there for a while, so they were talking about what had been going on.
The police also spoke to Melissa B about that day. She says Calvin was trying to figure out the time schedule for the train, hours before tragedy struck.
It was the first day my wife went back to work from maternity leave, and I got up in the morning with both our kids like I did every single day, changed diapers, fed them and everything, and my daughter was only 2 months at the time, so, I had her swaddled up in her little swing that we had, and, I was sitting on the floor that morning playing with my son. We were playing with our Legos together, and I hear a knock on the door, and I automatically knew who it was, because there's only one person that comes over at this time in the morning when my wife is gone. That's when the first bad decision came in, is that I opened the door for her. And she was there, and a couple other people came with her.
Calvin says that his visitors came bearing gifts.
My ex-girlfriend pulled out, a bag of drugs, a bag of meth, and She's like, you want to smoke? And that was my second bad decision.
This story differs considerably from what the police are hearing during the active investigation. The case turns over its head when investigators come across some unsettling rumors circulating within the community.
No, apparently Melissa has told people that she saw the children that day and they were fine. Do you know why she'd say that?
I'm fairly certain that she had seen the little boy, because he tried to open the door to let us in, and she's like, no, I'm just sick. And that's when I went back up to the top step and I stood there at the doorway and talked. It was obvious that this wasn't, the first or second or third meeting with the wife being gone.
As investigators gather more information from Brett and Melissa B., the reporting officer claims that as Calvin's family visited him in the hospital on the night of his train collision, they allegedly asked the hospital worker to hand over Calvin's cell phone to erase data that police don't need to see. When police hear this, they place the phone in a security department safe at the hospital to make sure that no one has access to the device. The contents discovered in Calvin's phone will have stunning ramifications in the days to come. Later that night, a patient care technician tells police that several members of White's family said, quote, "It was an accident. He didn't mean to." However, all of the evidence so far suggests a more menacing intention at play. One way or the other, police are determined to resolve this mystery.
When you left the apartment today, where were the kids at?
They were at home for the,
What's that?
they were still at home.
They were still at home?
Yeah.
Did anyone come to your apartment at all today? No, it was just you?
Yeah.
Did you leave the kids alone at any point prior to leaving your apartment today, this afternoon?
No.
No? You didn't have any friends over, it was just you in your apartment?
No.
If the detective is skeptical about this part of Calvin's story, she lets it slide. However, there is at least one aspect of the afternoon that doesn't seem to make sense.
So you were in your apartment all day, alone with the kids. You text your wife for some chicken and beer. Why would you text your wife for chicken and beer and then leave your apartment?
No.
No, Calvin, don't give me the I don't know, because I know you do. You're remembering a lot more.
Indeed, Calvin would remember much more about that afternoon. In his exclusive 2024 interview with Iwu, he said that when his ex and some friends showed up at the door, he put the kids away so they wouldn't be witnesses to his relapse.
I grabbed my daughter and put her down in her crib in the back bedroom also. They shared rooms, the crib and his bed was in the same room. And when I laid her down in her crib, she has a pillow in her crib. And I laid her on top of it. I unswaddled her and I laid her on top of it because I didn't want her to get hot.